No, go ahead.
Okay, so nice to meet you, David Lubans. So we know you from successful work within the interventions within the school-based physical activity. So would you like to tell us a little bit more about yourself and maybe your recent work within this area?
Thank you. Thanks for the introduction, and it's lovely to be here in Finland. So my research experience and expertise is really in school-based physical activity interventions. So I'm really interested in designing scalable interventions that can be effective in a small number of schools, but also can be scaled up to have an impact in hundreds of schools. And so we've done a range of interventions from those targeting primary schools and younger children all the way up to senior school students, which is probably our most recent project, which is called Burn to Learn, which is actually a high intensity activity break intervention for senior school students. So those are the students in the final years of school.
Okay. So what do you think are the most important things when it comes to designing and implementing the most successful school-based interventions?
Yeah, well, that's a great question. I think there's a huge number of factors, because if we want to design an intervention that is going to work beyond just our immediate efficacy study, we have to think about the context in which the interventions are taking place. So the schools, we need to think about the teachers that we're working with and making sure that we're providing meaningful professional learning and training opportunities. We also need to think about partnerships with key organisations such as the Ministry for Education, or in New South Wales, it's the Department of Education. And we've really got to think about the students as well. So we're really thinking about implementation at multi-levels and making sure that we've got support strategies that not just make it successful in the small scale, but also can be scaled up to have population health impact.
Yeah. And as a scientific collaborator of the SchoolWell consortium, you have maybe already familiarized yourself with our project. So what do you think with the ideas and interventions that we're going to be making? That do you have some sort of ideas already about them?
Yeah, I'm really excited to be part of the SchoolWell project, and I think what I can see that is a really promising strategy is that it's adopting a whole of school approach, and whole of school is really kind of considered the gold standard of physical activity promotion for schools. So if you want to increase young people's activity, it can't just be one part of the day. It has to be targeting physical education, active breaks, active lessons, all of these sorts of strategies. And I think that's where SchoolWell has a really strong starting design. But the way I understand it at the moment is that the next few months are going to be crucial in really refining those intervention strategies and getting feedback from key partners and input from our research team, and designing something that's really going to address the problem of physical inactivity in Finnish schools.
Yeah. Okay. Um, do you think there should be anything like what's the most important things that should be still said about this school-based intervention? Would you like to add something or?
Yeah, I think for me probably the key thing to this being successful is making sure that we have all the key partners at the table, and so that we've got representation from health, representation from education, and the best people working in the area, and building something that schools want and that schools are going to be able to implement. So from what I can tell so far with the SchoolWell intervention concept, it really is about collaboration. It's co-designing. These are really key ideas in the field at the moment. So I think it's really well placed to design something that's going to be effective but also scalable.
Yeah. And how do you think that the children and the school teachers and everything, how have they been doing with the interventions?
Well, I'm not sure if we know what the students will think of it or the teachers will think of it just yet. So I think we're still in those design phases. But I think a crucial part of as this evolves will be to get student voice on and teacher voice, so that we're designing something that is going to really meet the needs and the interests of young people, and also something that's not going to be. It's not just about getting them active now. It's also about changing young people's trajectory to make sure that they're going to have an active life once they leave the structure of school.
Thank you.